Trusting your gut is critical in recruitment because often someone can have the perfect CV and they went to the best schools and have the best training, but you still have that feeling that something feels a bit off, right? And so what happens is often we override that feeling and we pay the price later. So the idea is that we're getting data all the time in our interviewing, everything that leads up to the interview, and everything beyond that in the induction process. So it's so critical to listen to our own inner wisdom along with the data and analytics to make the best choices possible.
I think my biggest breakthrough decision was in making the call to make the employer brand for Harmonic more authentic to me and my ethics. And with my first business, I found it quite challenging in the sense that I'd scaled it, but actually the employer brand and values are what I thought the market expected, rather than actually what felt true to me. In terms of how that's helped us scale, I think because of that authenticity, it's supercharged our talent acquisition and also our retention of colleagues into the business. So historically I've been very reliant on, ironically, using other recruitment agencies to get talent in, whereas actually 90%, and I don't exaggerate here, have come from internal referrals from colleagues who they obviously believe in the vision and the growth plan that we've got, I think largely because they trust and believe in our values.
One of the leadership challenges that entrepreneurs have at the moment is really about growing their own leadership skills and the skills of their leadership team. So building that right team, but ensuring that they are equipped with the skills to lead into the future. I've been in leadership development for nearly 20 years now, and there's a difference between leadership 101 of setting the vision and motivating people and what's going to be leading in the digital age, which is much more about resilience, adaptability, being tech savvy, being an excellent communicator beyond technology, having the skills to really understand people and communicate with them.
Move in an autonomous, self-governing structure for the company came from multiple sources. So our CTO, who's really my business partner, became very interested in the idea of scaling and scaling rapidly. We're a technology company and we wanted to scale 10x, not 10%. To do that, you need people who are absolutely understanding and engaged in not just the business and the dynamic in the tech stack, but also things like the vision and where we're going. As long as you set the right direction, we came to the conclusion the only way to properly scale quickly was to allow people the autonomy to do what they thought was best. The people it suits love it, really engage, get more passionate, and are more focused on executing brilliant work.
When you're trying to develop staff, they're coming out of an education system with the skills to pass exams, not the kind of employability skills we need in the workplace. And with every year that goes by, we hear a lot about AI. There's massive traction and change in the market. And what we really need is people, learners, learning how to learn better, because they need to be off their own bat, in the flow of work, finding the answers to questions for themselves, and maybe with a bit of steering support, developing skills over the long term. But it's got to be a continual process. It can't be just one bit and then relax for 3 years.
Having quite a vast network on LinkedIn means I have access to a lot of people, and what I tend to do is look at my competition essentially and say, a business that is 5 years from where I want to be, or 10 years, 15 years, and I invite them for a coffee and try and find out, where they've gone wrong, what they've done that they've succeeded in. So it's been a great way of learning, some of people's failures and their successes, and for me it's been a way to help my journey essentially and speak to the people that have trodden that path already.
Leaders need to make sure that they are as emotionally agile and intellectually agile as their organisations are agile and structured for speed, which means not always depending on how things have been done before, of course. Pattern recognition is just not as relevant in a world which is changing super fast.